Quarterfinal number 4, and this time I checked. I even double clicked it just to make sure manually we're actually in game this time around. Alright, here we go, guys. In the quarterfinals, we have at the top right side of the map representing complexity. We just saw him 2-0. It is HKES. Looking pretty good. Party hats on deck. Poor drones, man. How does that work? You're a drone, you get to wear party hats, like, but you still have to work. That's not partying, unless that's partying to them. Like, look at that, man. Like, woohoo! I got 5 minerals. Woohoo! Got another 5. Like, maybe we'll go have a drink later today at some point. I don't know. Maybe it's that moment when you get out of game that we don't see. That's when the drones like stop mining completely and they like go have drinks or like they go off and do their own thing. Yeah. Designers of S2 are like, no, that's actually not how it works. Like when the game ends, it actually ends. Like, don't ruin my fun. Alright, starting down here at the bottom left side of the map for Overgrowth in the blue, representing evil geniuses, it is EGXenocider. Or Xeno, or Levo, depending on how you know him. One of the youngest guns in the StarCraft 2 world, and very talented player with, I can only imagine, is a bright future. Recently, actually, just saw him on meta. Very informative, man. The dude is informative as hell for his age. The way he can explain and understand the game is actually like ridiculous. But anyways, I saw him the other day. He played in. Oh, I'm losing my mind. Was it the IEM Toronto North American qualifiers? Or was it the Red Bull Global? It was one or the other. I broadcasted him. He played really, really well. Up until the point where he hit, I think it was the Protoss player. Was it Bones? It might have been Bones. It might have been Bones. That sounds about right. Because Bones went pretty damn far, so it could have been. It definitely could have been Bones. All right, now Xeno, of course, looking to get that expansion out again. From what I remember watching EGXenocider, he opens up pretty standard: 12 racks, 13 gas, Reaper. But he does change it up once in a while with his follow-up. It could be sometimes factory into reactor Hellions. Sometimes I've seen him go into 3cc, other times I've seen him go into Starport, so it's really a preference on this map, and I feel like that's the same thing for a lot of players. I mean, while inside the main base, drone does get saved, it cancels out that gas. Just to save the drone, doesn't want to get any economical loss at all whatsoever. Second Reaper coming across, actually no, Second Reaper's just hanging out on the outskirts of the map. Bean finally does pop out. Now we'll see, does he decide to go for the 3cc or does he decide to go for the Starport follow-up? It really depends. On a map like this, I feel like just due to the distance, it wouldn't hurt going for the Starport, but he's going to drop the 3cc. Okay, so nothing really too crazy. Actually, the one thing I haven't seen really too much of is the playstyle that Ryung uses. As of recently, he showed where he goes reactor Marines, Factory Hellions, Starport Armory, and it's just this like huge dual-pronged attack of just Hellbats just, bobbling their way into your natural or into your third area, and then inside your main base you get a drop of Marines, and then eventually by the time the second medevac comes out, man, if you haven't defended it really well, now you got personal healers for the Hellbats, and it's so hard to stop. So hard to stop as a Zerg. It's almost like this Pult-esque playstyle. Actually, Pult's another one of those guys that doesn't mind you playing it like this. And we do have some Lings actually doing a wonderful job right there catching one of those Reapers trying to come back on home. Got the surround before I got a chance to hop up on that cliff. Mule is trying to live, and for now it does get a chance to keep its life, but due to the, all those units walking up into the high ground, it allowed for Lings to get inside the main base. Now, Xeno having to micro quite a bit to be able to get out of this predicament, utilizing workers to break his way out. And indeed he will. But again, what it comes down to at this point is usually you lose a couple workers, you get delayed, you lose a couple of units. So really for HKES, this works out pretty well and it evens things up for him. Now, for Xeno, because he does have the 3cc and he's going to have the triple orbital play, that's where HKES might find himself in a little bit of trouble. I'm interested to see right now. We see 3 roaches coming up, and I think those roaches, well, 5. Hold on, we'll see how many decides to pop out, because the count does actually matter. 8 roaches. Oh, he might be going for an aggression. Hold on, 2 base roach link potentially. Let's take a look and see. Xeno already does have 1 bunker up. Unfortunately, because of his map control right now, he doesn't exactly 100% know what's coming to him, but he does drop that nice scan over the natural. He does see a roach come out, but that's all he saw. He didn't see the tail end of all of those roaches coming across the map. There's already a few in the lead. Still hasn't walked outside of his base, but you could see Xeno already pre-preparing. He's got SVs ready to repair. He's got the 2nd bunker just about done. 3rd bunker getting built up as well, trying to get a wall as much as he possibly can. And this is actually really smart, where the additional supply depot he built was right around the supply depot that, around the bunker. That way, if Lynx came around, they couldn't actually surround it. So, Angela's trying to pose what looks to be an attack. I don't know how effective it's going to be. There's just not really a lot for him, unfortunately. And he's going up into lair. He's starting to drone up a lot heavier. So it looks like he is attempting to transition, but man, this is a hard transition to pull off, because when you're sitting on 2 base, a 3 base, well, technically a 3 base Terran, you're really hoping that they're not going to be moving out anytime soon, because it's only going to take so much time for a few more bio units, the medevac support to come out, and then eventually you're kind of sitting there and you're like, well, I don't have a lot of units, unfortunately. I just have speedlings and roaches. Now, Baneling Nest just about finished up. 8 more lings in production. It looks like HKES might be looking to potentially try to bust his opponent. Now, to bust his opponent, he's going to have to wait. I don't want to say wait. Waste is probably the wrong term, but he's going to have to formulate enough banelings to be able to break through the bunker and potentially break through the 2nd one as well. But if in fact it does break through, the roaches will be a pretty big threat, and you can see there's also going to be some follow-up with some speedlings, so we'll see how much damage he's going to be able to get done. The EGXenocider finishing up the add-ons on these barracks. Starport done, reactor just about finished up as well. There's a slight moment of opportunity right here for HKES, and I want to see him actually try to take a chance and maybe busting his opponent. Remember, he's already got banelings formed. He's forming a hell of a lot more right now, and this is all off of 2 base. This is so goofy. Now, Xeno flying the 3rd orbital over to the 3rd base. What he might scout out from his opponent, just out of fortunate, is all of these banelings for him. But if he doesn't, could be in a little bit of trouble. And here we go, another bunker getting formed in the far back. We do have already, as you can see, several of these units trying to break through, knock out all the supply depots, trying to roll through about as efficiently as they possibly can. Xeno evacuates all of these bunkers for the time being. There's still one in the back. There's some workers that have not been touched yet. Of course, there should be a liftoff on the orbital command. Workers are actually trying to walk on through. Oh, kaboom! Ka-freaking boom! Goodbye. HKES aims for the middle, takes out the reactor and the supply depots, and now we have banelings, of course, with speed rolling through, don't forget, and now the roaches and lings actually will be able to dominate. They're going to start camping the production. It's going to take a miracle and a half for EGXenocider to win. HKES got 103 supply, and there's a GG. Man, that, like I said, the map control really decided that game, because he wasn't really aware 100% of what was coming out. He tried to peek out again once he could, but when you stall a production like that, trying to get all of those add-ons on, when you have the starport waiting on the reactor, you're not producing a lot of units. You're just getting economy, you're just getting upgrades. You're not getting much of anything else. That type of a moment could catch you a little bit off guard. So, good play in game number 1 from HKES. Really caught his opponent off guard. We're going to be heading into game 2 very soon. Don't go.